like, oh wow, it was just so simple that now I apply that. And I was just like, you know what? That is worth more than anything. You know what I mean? That product, that thing, because it's the process of it. And that's where you learn what works and what don't work. So sometimes people will ask me, yo, man, how was the show? And I'm like, man, it was great. They was like, well, how many people came? It didn't matter how many people came because I've learned something through it, and I learned what works, what don't work, and that gives me my formula. And now that's what they'll pay you for later, because you can get the job done faster. You know how to get there faster. If I can tell you, yo, don't go down that street because there's 4 potholes. How do I know? Because I've been down that street and caught 4 flats. Now, if you don't want to listen to my GPS and want to take your own way, you're going to get the flats, and then you'll be calling me to say, yo, how you fix a flat? And I'm like, yo, we wouldn't even be here if you would have just followed the navigation that's before you.
Great. So that's powerful. And so as we wrap this up, it's something to come to mind. I think it was like 2024, right? Because April is when your first album came out, right?
Yeah.
And you had the event, and I was up there at the event. It just came to mind. We was up there in April.
Yeah, April, yeah.
Yeah, what was that, 2020?
April 20.
It was 2023.
It was 2023. Yeah.
Yeah, so now he's here in April, and we didn't even plan it that way though. It just mathematically came out to be that way. So, okay, just for those who know, today's mathematics is wisdom power, right? So when you see my wisdom, you will see my power. When you see my power, you see my wisdom. That means when I speak, you're going to hear the truth. When I move, you're going to see light, and that will be able to impact your life to give you some insight that you might not would have had prior to your contact with me. And so the great thing he spoke about earlier when he said the advancement of being around elders. So someone that I can't leave out during this time frame that was also instrumental in the one that he talked about that he was mentored under was RZA is Papa Wu, Freedom of Allah. And we got the Papa Wu shirts back there too, right? Papa Wu forever. Yes. So he was the one who was the elder statesman, the individual who was older in physical age and also older in mental degrees of wisdom. And that was the backbone. And for me, having that mentorship is something that gives you advancement.
Yeah.
At a young age, I was able to see certain things that maybe most people might not have seen that was my age. However, is too much power without discipline is a road to destruction.
Yeah.
Too much money without discipline. Because some people think, well, not having enough money is a problem, but you can have a certain amount of money and not know how to handle it, which could be just as damaging as not having any at all. Yeah. And so that's the same thing with knowledge, the same thing with information, the same thing with power. The discipline is the most necessary thing. And most of the time, you will learn discipline through trial and error or paying attention to the elderly ones who already then been through certain trials and tribulations that you can learn from. So that's why the Yes Summit is so important. And this is going to be an annual thing that we're going to be rolling out. Spread the word to your family, friends, for those that want to participate in the next year that we do this, to make it bigger and greater, not in just physical capacity, but in the information that we bring, and the quality people that attend, that share the information that they want to share. 6 to 9 Buzz City. So now we want to see y'all at Buzz City. Those who going to want to be in that venue is where we're going to really turn up and show some energy that is inspirational for entrepreneurship. Because to be an entrepreneur, you gotta have inspiration. You gotta have like ambition, drive. And a lot of times people lose that along the way in striving to be an entrepreneur because why? The obstacles and challenges that come along with it. Sometimes people around you might not believe in the vision that you have. And then that could cause you to be distracted because only you might see it. But you got to learn how to become tunnel vision, laser beam focused on that, but at the same time know how to coexist with everything else around you. It's like a balance. So now we're going to wrap this segment up. Any last thing you want to say? Oh yeah. So we got our song together too. I got to promote that.
Yeah.
Papa Wu Forever, the older guards now, right? You can go stream that, look that up on all streaming, and we're gonna be performing that tonight.
Yeah.
Older guards now, Papa Wu Forever, and stay humble. Don't never allow jealousy to penetrate your heart. That's like, if anything you get out of this whole thing, never allow jealousy to penetrate your heart. The reason why I say that, because that's one of the major setbacks of us as a people, the jealousy. This is why a lot of young people are killing each other at the rapid rate that they are. It's based off of jealousy. Most of the time, right? Not all the time, but that's a significant part of it. And how do you destroy jealousy? It's you want for your brother what you want for yourself. You can share in the joy of your brother's or sister's success without you having to personally be the one that's receiving it.
Yeah, and then when you see them having success, you should look at your brother like, how can I add on to what he's doing? Because sometimes when you create something, somebody else may see what you left out. Right. Because a lot of people get wealthy by just adding something on to something that was already successful. But they forgot to add the automatic part, right. Or they forgot to add another part, and you was able to see it because you and also wasn't so personal attached to it. You know what I mean? Because that's what I've learned through product. I'm like, wait a minute, why do I always got to put my name on this product? I don't have to. I could just, you know what? If I'm selling T-shirts, it could be blank T-shirts. It's gonna sell because people need to put it on.
Right.
So sometimes by putting my name on it, I can hurt it. So that's why sometimes it's like, yo, you might make more money selling blanks than putting the logo on it, right? The blanks may move faster because people want to take the blanks and do their own thing. Which leads back to the same, the jealousy.
Right. So yeah, man, this was a great energy right here. Love y'all coming out. We're gonna go into this last part. We might be missing some elements for that, but we still gonna make it work because as an entrepreneur, you gotta improvise all the time. You might not have everything that you need. So now what makes you have the ability to be a successful entrepreneur, you know how to still figure it out. Because you got to figure it out. If you're the one that's taking the lead on what it is that you're trying to put out there for somebody else to get. Right. So that part right there, we're gonna lead into my brother Born and Radiant. Y'all can take a seat here if you respectfully. And we get y'all the mics. And I'm joking, pass the mic, pass the mic. So we can make it interactive though. We can make it interactive to go. Y'all got the questions that we can go into. You know the questions. Y'all got the questions, right? Where else you have written down?